right, welcome Dallas Cowboys Take. Hopefully, this is not the last show of the of the season. I'm sure we'll have one before the draft. But Dallas Cowboys Take, as always, OC Hard Hitters. Go see them and go see my boy Randy at OC Chapman Brewery. Sorry, OC Hard Hitters and Chapman Brewery at the
can you Chapman drink?
And City of Orange, Spoons, and the City of Santa Ana. That's where the Hard Hitters will go. Go over there Sunday. They'll be there. Be watching the game. It's going to be crazy. Let's get into it. 49ers. We're not going to talk about the Eagles game because we were playing the JV. We were playing subs. We were playing
squad.
We were playing the backups to the backups. We're not going to talk about that. We're straight going to go into the 49ers game and what we're going to expect, what you expect, what you're afraid of. I'm just going to go with you, Tyler, first. What's your overall thoughts about the 49ers and that ball club they got over there?
Deebo Samuel. That's my only thought of the 49ers is Deebo Samuel. The versatility, the toughness. He doesn't go down. Tackling is going to have to be on point. We're going to have our best tacklers. And they're going to downhill run. If they're smart, they'll hit our edges because that's where the Eagles hit us and kind of took advantage of some weakness there. But we just have to be prepared for it all. We have to be prepared for them to hit the edges, and we have to be prepared for them just to run it downhill down our throats and use their running backs and Deebo Samuel.
Would you I was saying this to Ryan last week. Would you not expect Dallas to put Diggs on Deebo the whole time? Like just line them up one-on-one the whole game?
You say it was Parsons?
Yeah, no. Would you want Dallas to line up Diggs on Deebo wherever Deebo goes?
No, they're a different style player.
Really?
Yeah. I would rather have Diggs on Ayuk everywhere Ayuk goes. Deebo Samuel needs a stronger person who can tackle really well on him. I would take Deebo Samuel versus Diggs in the open field any day because it takes more than one person to tackle him.
Yeah, I know. He's a beast.
Great receiver, don't get me wrong, but he's not like he's not an Antonio Brown or a Mike Evans. He's his own style of player. And he's going to be going into the backfield, running out of the backfield. They're going to try to get him in positions where there's linebackers covering him so he can use his speed. And then they're going to try to spread him out and maybe get a smaller corner against him one-on-one so he can use his strength. So I'm not saying that we necessarily need to double team him, but we need to be in his face so that he can't get a full head of steam before he, gets his first contact with somebody.
Before we go any further, I got so excited to talk about the Niners in the playoff game. I forgot to mention we got T here, we got Lucha Libre Oi and Ryu, and Sean is not in today. He's actually living it up in Vegas. So it's just us three. But Oi, same question to you. What's your overall thoughts about this 49ers ball club?
Well, the only thing that really worries me, I agree with T. I am worried about Deebo, but the one thing that worries me is that we talked about this too. Like one thing about that Niner defense, I know the Rams scored 24 on them, but I think we're more explosive than the Rams are. I think we can score just as much as that they can. But the D linemen, they worry me because they're great pass rushers and they're gonna get in Dak's face. I know we're going to be at full strength on offensive line. We're going to be all right, but still, it's like those guys just come full strength, all way ahead, and they don't give up. They have motors, and I'm telling you right now, Dak is going to have to be on his fucking A game because if Dak doesn't come ready to play, we will not win this game. If he does not come ready to play, if he plays like he did the last those losses that we had, dude, it's going to be an easy game for the Niners.
My overall thoughts about the 49ers is they're bullies, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are bullies, and they're
very physical.
Very physical team, man. And that front four, they don't, as you notice, they don't blitz much because they don't have to, because that front four will get to the quarterback. So the bullies, very physical and well coached on the opposite side of the ball. Shanahan he's very tricky. He's going to use our weaknesses against us, which is he's going to use our strength against us, meaning our pass rush is our strength. So you're going to see a lot of obviously you're going to see at least 30. They're going to run the ball at least 30 times.
They're gonna run screens.
They're gonna run screen at least 5 times. They're gonna run traps. They're gonna run counters. They're gonna do all that stuff. It's gonna try to use our strength against us, and that's what kind of offensive coordinator Shanahan is.
What do you think? What do you think Quinn can do then, Ryan? To Shanahan, what do you think Quinn's game plan?
You got to beat him to the punch.
Be?
You have to beat him to the punch.
Yeah,
beat him to the punch. You have to basically be playing defense with an offensive mindset, to where you're not waiting for them to see what they're gonna do. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and you're gonna get to them quick. Shut down those running lanes. Obviously, you have to have somebody on the backside ready for the counters and the jet sweeps, the reverses, but get to them quick. Gallimore is going to be healthy in the middle. Our D line, get those guys shooting some gaps, because if you let them play their game and we're sitting back on our heels, they're just going to run it right down our throat. Make Garoppolo beat us.
Right.
Yeah, we have to make him beat us. That's the thing.
It's a chess game where they're going to use our strength against us. We got to use their strength against them. Like, they want to run the ball 30 times, so we have to stack that 8 in the box or whatnot. Like T said, force Garoppolo to throw the ball, because he'll make mistakes.
Yeah.
So
I'm not afraid of their receivers as far as a downfield threat.
Right.
Receivers are more dangerous in open field. So catching those 5-yard screens, those little passes, and then breaking tackles and running. I'm not so much afraid of their receivers beating us deep on long bombs.
Yeah. You have to. You got. Well, you asked Joey, what is Dan Quinn going to do? He has to pull a Bill Belichick and take away what you do best, and that's the run. And if you take away their run, you'll beat them, dude. Because that's what they do. They have 10-minute drives. They have 12, 14 play drives. Takes 7 to 10 minutes off the clock. Keeps your offense off the field. Keeps your offense cold. And that's what they do. And they pound it and they pound it. And that's what Dan Quinn is going to have to concentrate on. Like, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of blitzes from Dan Quinn, because, like T said, the screens they're going to use when you blitz, screens are going to be wide open.
It's a controlled blitz. Like, I want to see the blitz, but it needs to be under control. They need to be disciplined, and they need to realize, okay, if this offensive lineman just let me run right past him, it's probably a screen, and I need to be aware of that.
T, are you afraid of? Do you think if we put in Garoppolo's hand, man, are you afraid of Garoppolo? Do you think he can actually beat us? Like, as far as like
Garoppolo
his hands.
I think Garoppolo has the skill set. He knows how to throw a football. He can throw it. He's not like a statue either. He can move a little bit. But I'm not gonna let them just run it down our throat and bully us all game. Right? It's their strength. Deebo Samuel is their strength. I want maybe J-Ron Curse on Deebo Samuel everywhere he goes.
Would you expect Parsons more playing middle linebacker against this team more than rushing around the outside?
Who is you say, Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
Keep moving him around. Keep moving Micah Parsons around. Get him pass rushing. Get him at middle linebacker. Reading. It's one of those things. Like, if Deebo Samuel's in the backfield as a running back, then maybe Parsons should be at middle linebacker.
Right.
Yeah.
When he splits out, then Parsons at the end and rush.
I think on obvious pass downs, you'll have Parsons rushing.
Yeah.
And then, like T said, Deebo Samuel, when Deebo's back there, 9 times out of 10 he's getting the ball.
Yeah.
And you got to have that second line of defense after Deebo gets past that first line of defense. You got to have somebody back there, and we need Parsons to be back there.
You don't want to take Micah Parsons out of the play by putting him on the right side of the field, and Deebo Samuels runs it to the left.
Right.
Yeah.
Middle, that way he can go sideline to sideline.
So I think if we take their run game away and force Jimmy to force Shanahan and Jimmy to air it out all day, it's not going to work. We'll beat him.
I think we'll beat him.
We'll beat him. So that's what we have to do. We have to make. And Shanahan's not like this, but if Shanahan could somehow go like, we're not running the ball, we got to throw all day, we got to abandon the run like Kellen Moore does, then we'll beat him. But Shanahan won't do that. He. That's why I message you guys. It's the difference between a great OC and an okay or a good OC, because Shanahan was down 17-0 last week, and he continued to pound the ball because he said you got to stop it, and they came back and they won, and that's a great offensive coordinator. Because
how does a good mixed martial artist, when you got one of those, you got a mixed martial artist, he's fighting somebody who's probably a better boxer than him. How do you neutralize him as a boxer? You attack his legs.
Right.
Kick his legs so that he can't get any power behind his punches.
Chop him down.
Something that we need to do with Deebo Samuel. You have to attack his legs. Get those little DBs out there, putting their helmet right on the top of his kneecap. Not trying to hurt him, but, beat up his legs to where he doesn't want to run the ball anymore.
Yeah. Like a boxer. Well, when a boxer has good defense, but he's always covering up here.
Yeah.
You attack the body. What do they say? Attack the body and the head will die. That's what happens.
Head will die.
So that's what we need to do with this guy, Shanahan. But we can say it all we want. Shanahan's still going to run the damn ball. But if we can stop it, go ahead and keep running it. We'll stop it. But they run the ball really well and they get really physical. I mean, they were really physical with that Rams front four.
One more thing I want to add to that is about, you want to play defense with an offensive mindset and attack their offense. The other thing is sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Right.
And if we that's where we're like what Joey said is Dak has to be on his game. If we can go out there and get a 17, 20 point, we need to score quick where they have to keep up with us. And like you said, Shanahan's going to keep running the ball. But if we get to a point where we're scoring and they're not, maybe take a multi-possession lead, that can neutralize their run game as well.
So T, at least if we get up by at least 14 on them right away, like we need to sustain that lead throughout the whole game because they're not a team that's gonna come back from 21 or.
Well, they came back from 17. They can do it.
I don't want to see us take a lead and then start playing conservative. We have a 14-point lead. Let's start, playing conservative, running the clock. No, we need to keep attacking, keep trying to score more points.
Every game that we won this year, 12 games, we scored first, whether it's a field goal or touchdown. When we don't score first, we lose. Is that crazy? 5 games this year that we lost, we didn't score first.
I feel like that's a weird coincidence.
It's crazy though. So it gets you scared because if the Niners come out and score first, you're like, shit, we're gonna lose this game because we didn't score first. Now we on the other side, if we score first, then you're like, oh shit, okay, we scored first.
We've also
favor
where we scored first, but then we fell behind in the fourth quarter. So I mean, I think, like I said, I think that's more of a weird coincidence. But I mean, there was plenty of opportunities to win that game against Arizona, even though they scored first, and we just happened to not, make the field goal or make the extra point or what have you.
Right.
T, would you say our front seven is just as good as the Rams or better?
Our front seven is as good as. So being good, obviously, there's a lot of things that go in there. There's your talent, there's your size, there's your endurance.
And I know we don't have Donald, but
I think a big thing is discipline. I think a big thing is discipline, and discipline isn't just the penalties you commit, but it's are you staying home, against a counter or reverse?
Yeah.
Are you over rushing the quarterback and then they throw a screen over your head? There's certain disciplinary things that I think we need to get better at. We get really hyped up, but I think the energy level's good, and we have a lot of talent on our front seven.
I think our pass rush is the best in the NFL. That's not saying our front seven is the best, but I think our pass rush is the best.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there. What do we give up? I think we give up
113 rush yards.
113 rushing yards a game, which is not good.
I also think the problem there is there's been some games where we've given up 200 rush yards, and then there's been games where we only give up 75 rush yards.
Right.
And again, I think a lot of that has to do with our offense. Is our offense scoring points or not?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, offensive side of the ball, we talked about the Niners. I mean, on their offense. Well, let's get to their defense first. What do you fear about this defense? Bosa, the D line, the secondary. What? Fred Warner's a badass, dude. Who do you fear? What do you fear on this defense?
I fear not just I fear Bosa. I just told it in the beginning. I just fear that front seven, man. They're outstanding, dude. They're disciplined and they're like you said, they're physical, and that's why I'm just if Dak just doesn't come ready to play, man, I'm telling you, man. We know how Dak is when he gets flustered. He's gonna start doing dumb shit sometimes where he kind of over throws some people all the time. That I'm just worried about their physicality. Is our offensive line gonna be as physical as theirs? That their front four. That's the question. Who wins that battle in front? Whoever wins that battle up front is gonna win the game, I think. What do you think, T?
I feel like that's been a strength for the 49ers for just a long time now. They've always been able to put together good defense. Quick Google search here shows me that their defensive rank this year as of October 29th, 2021 is 6th in the league. So
you couldn't get December's rankings. You got all in the October, huh?
Yeah, it's what Google's showing me here. As of October 29th, they were 6th. So I'm sure they're in the top 10 somewhere.
Yeah, in the top 10.
Yeah.
We know Dak Prescott has had his issues with defenses in the top 10 over the past 5 years. Mm-hmm. It's nothing that our offense shouldn't be able to beat. We talk about having the best wide receiver trio. Well, Gallup's hurt, but I think Cedric Wilson.
Oh, he's stepping up.
They might have different strengths as a receiver, but I think Wilson is just as good as Gallup, if not better. At route running at least. Wilson's a great number 3 receiver. We have a top receiving team. We
just lose the deep ball without Gallup. That's my problem.
Yeah, we lose a little bit of deep ball. I think Gallup's best strength is going up to catch passes, whether it's deep or not, or like those sideline tiptoe, get your feet inbound. Gallup had that great thing going, but we've seen Wilson make some of those really good toe tap catches. We're supposed to have the number 1 offense in the NFL. So if we play a top 10 defense, we should still be able to score.
Score at least. Do you notice that they're not getting what?
At the end of the day, it all comes down to Dak Prescott. We know we're a pass first team. Everyone knows we're a pass first team. They put all this trust and money and effort into Dak Prescott. We're going to use him. We got all these big name receivers. We're going to use them. Zeke's trending down. I mean, he had a solid season, but he's trending down as a career. Tony Pollard's healthy. He's coming back, but we have the weapons. We have the offensive line. We got the quarterback. Let's just go prove it. Let's go. We got to beat some good teams.
The one thing that scares me about this, the one thing that scares me about this defense, is Kellen Moore. That's what scares me about this defense. We already know how their defense is and good they are, and Bosa and Fred Warner, that front 7, that front 4. It's Kellen Moore that scares me. His play calling is it scares me, dude. Is he going to abandon the run? Is he going to not call one screen, not one bubble screen? We saw during the year he got creative, and we were impressed. That the creativity went out the window. Now I don't know if he's saving it for the playoffs. Maybe he is. We'll see. But as you know, we sit here and we complain about his play calling sometimes. When it's 3rd and inches, he decides to go empty set and throw the ball, which doesn't make any sense. So Kellen Moore is what scares me about this offense. And you bring up Dak Prescott. It's crazy because Dak in the playoffs, I think he's been 4 playoff games, right? His first year.
1 and 3.
I think he's 1 and 3. But his stats, his QBR, all that is really good. So he does really well in the playoffs. I mean, now you could say, well, against Green Bay when Mason Crosby hit those 2 field goals for 50 yards plus, he came back, but it's his fault that he had to come back from whatever it was 20-something to 3. You know what I mean? And he had to make a comeback, but. He does good in the playoffs. So, am I worried about Dak? Yeah, I'm worried about Dak. I'm more worried about Kellen Moore. That's my thing.
Do you think we can run on him? Because the Rams had success. I think we can run on him.
I try not to pay too much attention to stats, though, because it's a lot about situational football. Yeah, he can throw for 335 yards and complete 71% of his passes and throw 4 touchdowns with no picks. And, whoa, that's a really good game. That's a 158.3, quarterback, whatever the perfect quarterback rating is, 100. But are those 3 or 10 incomplete passes coming in the 4th quarter when you need to milk the clock? Are they coming at a time when you need to get a first down to maintain possession of the football so that the other team can't score? There's a lot of things like, is your defense getting tired because they've been on the field too long? And it's the 4th quarter, and now you're going 3 and out. And you only threw 2 incomplete passes. So on your stat sheet, you're 30 for 40, which looks really good. But those 10 incomplete passes came at a really bad time, and it really hurt the football team.
I think if you saw that game, I thought the Rams, for the most part, I thought they ran the ball pretty good on them. I think we'll be able to run on them. What do you think?
I think we should be able to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
I don't think their defense is so good that it's like, they're going to shut down our running game.
Nah.
There's no defense in the NFL that's that good this year.
No.
There's not a dominant defense this year in the NFL. And the Rams should, honestly, just be straight. Rams should have won that game. Obviously, shoulda, woulda, coulda. We have Ram fans, Joey and myself. We have Ram fans that we talk to, and they're watching that game when it's McVay 3rd and inches before the half, and he decides to go empty set and throw the ball when all he needed to do was QB sneak it or run it or run. And
that's running it.
Let the clock go down, and if anything, going to the half 17-0, but he allowed them to get 3 points and get the momentum because I don't know what he was thinking. And that's a bit about Kellen Moore. He does the same freaking things, dude.
And I'm not against passing the ball on 3rd and 1 or even 3rd and inches, but I'm always against an empty set.
Hate empty set, dude. I hate empty set.
So if you go empty set, then the other team knows you're going to pass the ball.
Right. I understand empty set when it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 17. I get that. But when it's 3rd and 1, you go empty set. They know what you're doing. They know you're going to throw.
Yeah.
So they see empty set. They're going to sit there. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Let's do the quarterback draw, but I mean, not when's the last time the Cowboys ran a quarterback draw? Maybe once.
And they got it, and you know what else Cowboys got to do too? They got to get. I don't know if you've noticed, but dude, they got to get CD more involved. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I know it was the Philadelphia J. He didn't have that much going on, but it just seems like to me they're not getting him involved more.
Well, he's not in the slot right now. He's out wide. Cedric Wilson's in the slot, dude.
No, I know. I get it.
Yeah,
it would be nice to get him going though.
That's play design. That's not so much that he's not getting. I mean, that's play design. You can do things that create opportunities for him. I don't want to see Dak Prescott forcing the ball to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
I would like to see Kellen Moore design plays that are for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, T. Offensive side of the ball. Last week, and this is against the scrubs from the Eagles, Leo Collins was having problems. I don't know why. I don't know why he was having problems at the tackle position. I was like, you're playing backup, so you're playing backup to the backup, and you're having problems with them. So, and Bosa's going to be there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want it to be where if you guys saw the Chargers versus the Raiders, and their right tackle couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't block. What's his name? The Raiders DN. I can't remember his freaking name.
What's his name? I know you know him.
Crosby.
Yeah.
Crosby, he couldn't block him, and not once did you have a chipper or tight end hit him. Maybe like once or twice. A running back wasn't back there helping the chip or anything like that, and you couldn't stop him. So that might be the case for us. So we might have to have a chipper back there. But a chipper's not a bad thing because if you chip and then go out on your route, if Zeke chips and then goes out on his route, that's all we need.
That was another thing I saw. I was kind of pissed off at Kellen Moore for this. Is we all know that Schultz can't block. Everyone
cannot block, too.
Everyone knows that Schultz can't block. But you have him going one-on-one with Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
Or the Cardinals DN. Is it Chandler Jones?
Yeah, it was
Chandler Jones. Yeah.
I know the player you're talking about, Chandler Jones. Yeah.
And I'm like, why is Schultz one-on-one with this guy? That should never happen.
No.
And that's something that as the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, you should know, okay, Schultz isn't a good blocker. Let's run a play that doesn't have him one-on-one with Chandler Jones. So
no, I agree with you. Oi, literally, oi. Well, I'll go first. I think, like Tyler said, we're a pass first team. I think we have to reverse that shit and run the freaking ball. We say that pretty much every game, but I think we're going to have to catch them by surprise and be able to run the ball. And then that's going to set up the play action. That's going to set out the waggles, the boots. It'll set up all that shit. Earlier. But we have to be able to run the ball. And Kellen Moore can't abandon it. You know what I mean? You have to keep them honest. And when you only gain 1 or 2 yards, that's okay. It's a first down, 1 or 2 yards, because it's going to set up other things for CeeDee Lamb and Mari Cooper. It's going to open up the field when Dak goes back to throw. So I think they're thinking pass first, but we got to run first and then open that up.
And because with that front four, if they say, "Oh shit," if we stop this run, I go, "Oh dude," then we'll just sit back. We're just gonna pass rush the fuck out of Dak, and we don't have to worry about this damn run, because that's the thing. They're gonna try and shut down Zeke and Pollard, man. That's the number one thing. They're gonna force Dak to beat him.
And something I want to see, and they've done it this year. The Cowboys have done it this year, where they rather than the zone blocking, where we're like the stretch plays, where we're gonna make our offensive line move laterally and see if a hole opens up naturally for our running backs to hit. Fuck that. Double team, down block at the point of attack, send Connor McGovern at fullback through the hole and go get 3 or 4 yards and do that a few times and wear down their defense, run straight ahead, down blocks, double teams, and push back. And I don't want to see this zone blocking lateral movement nonsense.
You double team and then you release.
Yeah.
Double team and then you release to the linebacker.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
They call that a combo block.
Right, it's a combo block. We have to have a lot of those. But if they're able to stop a run with 4 and not, we're gonna have problems, dude. We're gonna have problems. So they want to keep in their base defense 4 because, like I said, they don't blitz a lot. We're gonna force them to put 8 in the box. Shit, we can't stop the run. We're gonna put 8 in the box. Well, guess what's gonna happen now? CeeDee Lamb's gonna break. He's gonna break open. Cooper's gonna break open. Schultz. So we have to. None of this abandoning the run. We're going to throw. Dak's going to throw 50 times. If Dak throws 50 times, we're not going to win. That's what I'm telling you guys. We're not going to win. I'm not saying we have to run the ball 20, 30 times, but if he's back there 50 times, he's going to get sacked at least 4 times, and we're not going to win the game, dude. So
the routes that we run, I mean, it gives more time for that Niner pass rush.
Well, not only that, but
They were saying that.
You guys know we have no. Our plays are kind of vanilla. Maybe, like I said, maybe he's holding back for the playoffs, but there's no misdirection. There's no confusion. It's just, same old shit.
I saw it for the first time against the Eagles' backup defense. They actually threw a check down in the middle of the field to Corey Clement.
Yeah.
They gained like 6 or 7 yards on it. I'm like, where has that been all year? I was like, a little dump to the running back over the middle. Every time they do a check down, it's outside the numbers. By the time the ball gets to the receiver, the defense is already there.
I think that those plays are going to work, especially quick. We should run some screens on them because you know how they're just their front 4 loads of pass rush. I think the screen Kellen Moore should run some screens this game too, a lot more.
Well, what do you want to see? What do you want to see from our offense?
Basically, what you said, man. I want them to really grind it with the running game, power football, dude, like we used to, and just grind, just keep running it on them, and then like you said, we'll set up the pass to our weapons, man. That's the only way it's going to work with that team. I'm telling you.
You believe you agree to? You concur? Or what's your?
Well, no,
what is your thought?
You have to pound the ball against them, man, to set up that pass, and like that's when Dak's at his best, when he can have that running game. And then he knows it's working, and then he can do whatever he wants, and then the play action is going to work all game.
There's a lot of coincidences. There's if Zeke runs over 100 yards, we win. The stats say it. Or if he gets carries X amount of carries, we win.
20 carries, I think it is.
Yeah, if we run more than we throw, we win. We're undefeated if we run more than we throw. You know what I mean? Like we haven't lost yet.
There's other things that go into that.
There's just all kinds of crazy stuff. But if you're so much in analytics, which I'm not an analytic guy, I don't like Pro Football Focus and analytics and how they say that the rankings came out and they said Jalen Hurts was ranked higher than Matt Stafford and Patrick Mahomes. What kind of shit is that, dude? We know damn well that's not right, dude.
Yeah.
They said that Brady should win the MVP and like Rodgers is not even in the top 10 as far as it's just crazy. It's just, I don't like the analytics, but you have to, if you're going to run analytics, you have to run analytics that correspond with your team and your offense of what you've done all season. Now take, for example, the Chargers, that coach and I don't like that coach at all. He should be fired, but obviously he's not. It was his first year, but he likes to go analytics based on what the NFL says. Your analytics has to be based on what you have done the whole season. So your analytics says, on 4th downs with 4th and 1, we're 8 out of 10. So I'm going to go for it. But the NFL says, if you go for it, you're 6% chance of making it. You know what I mean? You got to go, or 4th and 2. Our analytics says we've only made it 3 out of 10 times, but the NFL average is 65% of the time. So we're going to go with the NFL average. No, you got to go with your average of what you've done all season, not the whole freaking NFL. And that's what gets coaches in trouble. Like, what's his name from the Chargers? This is terrible.
Yeah, especially when he goes for on his own 18. I mean, that's unbelievable. I couldn't believe that.
Doesn't make any sense. And we know Mike McCarthy he's going to go for it on 4th down Sunday. You know damn well he's going to go for it on 4th down. There's going to be a 4th down. We're going to say, oh, shit. Here we go. Yeah. There's been times, if you guys agree with me, that we're on their side of the field, and it's 3rd and 9, right? And we got 8 yards out of it, and you're like, shit. I almost wish we only got 3 yards out of it because then we kicked the field goal for sure. But since we got 8 yards, it's only 4th and 1. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, but do you think McCarthy would be a little like hesitant now? He knows that it is the playoffs. He's not going to just do stupid shit. Because I mean, of course, he's going to like at least I
don't think so. T,
you think he's going to do the same?
Tyler, you think he's going to
hold back?
He's the same thing. You don't think he's going to hold back, do you?
A little bit, I think. Not all the way, but a little bit.
Who's going to be
cautious?
No, we're talking about McCarthy. You think McCarthy's going to?
He's going to be cautious.
Is he going to change? He's going to be cautious, or he's going to go for it on 4th down? I think he's going to stay the same.
I don't want him to be cautious. I don't want him to.
Why?
I don't want him to coach timid just because it's the playoffs. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to maintain his confidence in our offense.
There's a point of being aggressive, though, T. But you also got to think. I mean, he can't do anything stupid when it comes to a playoff game, though, either.
Oh, he's been stupid all year, and we kind of had to survive with it.
It's situational football. Like, I'm always like, if we're down by 3 and we're in field goal range and it's 4th and 1, I'm more like kick the field goal. And T's probably like, nah, let's just go for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So different opinions.
It depends on how far the field goal is, because we've had a lot of kicker struggles this year. But yeah, if you're in the playoffs, then you got to make sure you get your points when you can get your points.
Yeah, right. That's true. So, but it's gonna happen on Sunday where it's gonna be 4th and 1, and we're gonna be like, shit. I'm gonna be messaging T. That was a bad call, T. And T's like, I don't have a problem with him going for it on 4th. You know what I mean? It's just go back and forth. You know what I mean? I just had a problem with the play call. I didn't have a problem with the decision, just the play call.
And, I didn't have a problem with the play call. I have a problem with Dak Prescott not finding his own receivers.
Yeah. And speaking of Dak, as we get into the offense, Dak, like you and I talked about, he needs, if it's open, run the damn ball. Get positive yards.
No, that's what I was going to say to you, right, Ryan. I think he should do a lot more of this game. I think there's going to be chances where that front four is going to come after him, and he's going to be able to squeak out of there, and then I'll just run the damn ball, dude, if it's there.
He did it a couple times. He did it a couple times last week, except it worked. And like he threw it and completed the pass first down. Yeah. But there was a specific play, and I think it was like a 3rd and 4, and he's rolling out to his left. Or no, it was a touchdown play. It was a touchdown play, and he was like running to his left, and he had one guy to beat, and I'm like, run the ball. And he pulls up and throws it, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he ended up completing it for a touchdown, but I'm like, why throw it? Just run the ball.
Yeah, you don't want to have negative yards, or you don't want to have a sack, or you don't want to have it's 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10, and you don't get any yards. So now it's 3rd and 10. If you can get positive yards, you run for 4 yards and you slide. That's fine, because if it happens again in the next series, you do it again. Guess what? Now the linebackers are going to be aware of that. The safety, the DBs are going to be aware of that. So they're going to cheat up a little bit because now they're worried about you running the damn ball and getting that first down. So they're going to cheat up a little bit.
Did I see Dak Prescott slide for a loss of yards when he could have thrown the ball away?
Yeah, he could have thrown it away and he slid. Then.
Yeah, come on, man.
I was like, what the hell was that? But also, you got to hit your safety, your hot route. You got to hit your back out of the backfield. Nobody's open. Take what they give you. If you watch Patrick Mahomes first half of the season, he was shitty. All these interceptions because he's trying to make too much happen. Guess what he's done now? He's taking what the defense is giving him. So now he's hitting his hot route. He's hitting his back out of the backfield. He's hitting a 5-yard route. And it's all about the yak. It's all about the yards after catch or the rack, the run after catch. And that's what Dak has to do.
Hey, take what the defense give you. If it takes you 15, 16 plays to get downfield and score, then do that.
I would rather have that, T. I would rather have a long, sustained drive that takes you 14, 15 plays that takes 8 minutes off the clock than to score in 2 minutes. Because your defense gets tired going back out there. I know we scored, but your defense gets tired. You know what I mean? You got to get the defense a rest. You got to get your running backs into rhythm. You got to pound the ball. You got to get your offense going. But the problem with that is I also like going quick. I like going tempo. So when we go tempo, we do pretty well. So that you're going to score faster and quicker than you would as just huddling up.
Get that Niner defense tired on tempo.
Yeah, you have to. You can't let them sub in and out. Get them tired, and that's when the running game comes into play. And you start pounding the shit out of them.
I feel like not enough teams do this, but like when the quarterback gets sacked, right, and the defensive linemen are out there celebrating, you should be running.
Oh, dude, I think the same thing.
Run it. Like, let them celebrate. Go ahead.
Yes.
So they're going to either have to rush back and get an offsides penalty.
Yes.
Or they're not going to be ready, and you're going to gain 5 yards, or they're going to have too many men on the field.
I think the same thing, T. It doesn't work with it's a pass play because they have to run all the way back. You know what I mean? But if it's a run play and they have a tackle for loss and they're sitting there, 5 of them are celebrating tackle for loss, and you're not subbing anybody in because when you sub, you have to give them a chance to stub. Line up on the ball and get that, force them to call a timeout, dude. a la freaking Arizona when they were supposed to kick the field goal. Mike McCarthy called timeout. I don't blame him, but he didn't notice that the kicker was out there. Did you guys know that? The kicker was out there, so they subbed. So the refs had to give us time to sub. But Mike McCarthy panicked because he saw Murray out there, and he called timeout, but the kicker lined up wide. So it screwed up because the refs screwed up because the refs should have been at the center, behind the center saying, doing their thing and saying they got a chance to sub. But that didn't happen. But I see that shit all the time, T. I'm like, hurry up and get on the ball. Force them to freaking stop celebrating and get a penalty on them or force them to call timeout. I hate that shit.
Because obviously they just got a bunch of momentum because they attack or a tackle for a loss. It breaks their momentum because they can't celebrate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, we're going to get into predictions real soon. But, Joey, before we go, I got 3 minutes left. Boy, who's going to be the key to the victory? Who's going to have the best game out of the Cowboys, the opposite side of the ball? And then we'll go defense. Go offense first.
Okay. Best offensive game, I think it's going to be.
All right, T, go because he's taking too long.
Oh, no. It's going to be Cooper.
And defense.
Defense, Parsons.
All right, T, go.
Tony Pollard's going to have a big game, and defensively, we're going to see Randy Gregory get after the passer this week.
All right, I'm going to go with number 88 right here, Lamb. I think he's going to have a big game. I think he has to. And I'm going to go with on defense. I'm going to go with D-Law, dude. And I think I wanted to say Diggs, but I'm going to go with D-Law. I think D-Law is going to have a good game, and I think he has to have a good game. From there, I'm going to go with the predictions. I'm going to go with Sean's prediction really quick. He predicted that the Cowboys would win 28-24. Joy or Lucha Libre, what is your prediction on the Cowboys 49ers game Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? Go for it.
Dallas wins 24-17.
Damn, 7 points. You're crazy. Okay, go ahead, T.
The Dallas Cowboys are going to win this game, and they're going to do so in dramatic fashion by a final score of 27-21.
Ooh, 6 points, huh? Okay. Well, I got right around there. I'm going to go ahead and say the Cowboys do win, but it's going to be closer than you guys think. It's going to be 24-23. 1 point nail biter, barn burner, pulling the hair out of her head. It's going to be a 1 point victory for the Cowboys. It doesn't matter. It's a victory. It's all we want.
I know.
And then, if all goes well, we play the Bucs, right? Because the Bucs should beat the Eagles. But if we happen to play the Eagles, we're at home
in the divisional round,
right? And if the Bucs happen to lose, we play the Eagles at home. I'll take that.
Yeah.
But
actually, if the Eagles win,
that's right.
They go to Lambeau.
That's right. They go to Lambeau. We'll have to play the winner of the Rams and the
Cardinals.
And the Cardinals and
take the Cardinals again.
We'll take the Cardinals. Yeah, I actually want revenge on those fuckers. Nonetheless, we'll have home field advantage. So get ready for Sunday. Get ready for a lot of Niner fans. I heard there's gonna be a shitload of Niner fans. Dallas Cowboys take T. Lucha Libre Ryu. We'll see what happens. We'll go. And hopefully, we'll have another show next week. If not, we'll have another one towards the draft. All right, go boys.
Go boy.